One can go as far as arguing that career exploration is self exploration. As Flum and Blumstein posit it is a critical means by which an individual can construct themselves and re explore and reconstruct themselves throughout the lifespan and across life roles. Hello, everyone, this is Swapnil, and you're listening to Perspective, the podcast produced by ISBR Business School, Bangalore. Joining me is Sahil Panchal, who has worked in companies like Oyo, Grofers, Amazon, and now is working as a research analyst at Zygram. Hi, Sahil, how are you?
I'm good, Swapnil. How are you?
I'm good, bro. Like, how's winter in Delhi right now?
विंटर इन दिल्ली इज कम हो गई अब काफी. अब गर्मियाँ आ गई
ठंड
हैं.
गर्मी आ गई है.
हीट वेव्स है.
ओके 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 मतलब उस भाई अब अप्रैल वाला टाइम आने वाला है जहाँ पे
अब दिल्ली की गर्मियाँ सहेंगे हम.
हाँ like what like the topic at the topic which we I mean ऐसे दिल्ली की ठंड के बारे में बात होती है, ठीक है, फिर दिल्ली की गर्मी के बारे में बात होती है फिर दिल्ली की पोल्यूशन के बारे में बात होती है तो वेदर पे ही आधे ज्यादा टॉपिक है
नहीं डेफिनेटली
शहर
भाई.
के. Okay. Okay, Sahil. So, our topic for the podcast is the power of career exploration. And who can better tell us about this other than you? I mean, you've explored a lot of academic as well as career options early in your life. So, can you tell me something about that?
Okay, this is a heavy topic. So yeah, exploration हुई मेरी काफी in career as well as in my academics. So as a person who is in 10th or 12th, like a lot of people can relate to that कि that situation is very confusing कि कौन सा career option लेना चाहिए. We should go into the science stream or in the commerce stream. So सब मेरे दोस्त science stream ले रहे थे, तो in 10th I went for the science. Also I liked physics a little bit. बट ऐसे कुछ आगे सोचा नहीं था कि क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है, कैसे करना है. एंड इवेंचुअली 12th हुआ. 12th के बाद आई गॉट सम आइडिया कि आई वांट टू परस्यू माय लाइक माय करियर इन मैनेजमेंट. But again, at that time, there are a lot of people who are telling you things which is not helping, but they have to give their opinion. Ki you should do this, you should do that, you should not do this. And in my case, it eventually like influenced my decision a lot. And instead of going into management, I went into engineering. So
Okay.
I did engineering for 1 year. बट तब अपने को पता चल गया कि नहीं, ये नहीं हो सकता. ये नहीं है अपना.
Oh, okay.
So finally like after my first semester engineering मुझे realize हो गया था कि अभी तो थोड़ा गलत आ गए हैं अपन. So still I tried. Maybe it's just that it's a new thing for me and stuff. But
Okay.
by the end of the first year, I realized that this is not something that I want to do. So I came back to my home. I talked to my parents, and they were very supportive about it. So I quit engineering, and then I went for management. I prepared for, at that time there was only one course in Delhi University in which
Yeah.
you have to take the entrance, and then you have
Yeah,
to
entrance, yeah.
clear the GD and then the personal interview, and then there was a list, like a rank that was given to you, and according to that rank you got the colleges, and that was Bachelor of Management Studies.
Yeah, BMS.
Yeah, so
Bro, but that was a very popular course, you know.
yeah,
If I would have known, if I would have known that course, I would have also applied. I don't know, I might be selected or not, but yeah, I would have
yeah, the
applied.
problem with that course was it was like available in only limited colleges at that time.
Yeah.
I think
That
only
was the thing.
5 to 6 cases. It's
Yeah. And most
2017.
of the people are not even aware of that, you know. I still
Yeah,
know a lot of student applied for that, and it was difficult. But if all the people who are taking admission in the university would have known, then to, you know, it would have been more difficult.
luckily one of my friend was pursuing it from the school.
Okay.
So I got to know about this course from that friend, and he also
Mm,
helped me a lot. Like after knowing my
okay.
situation, what I've done for 1 year,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And then I finally
Okay.
got admission in Ramanujan College for BMS. So
Yeah.
when I was sitting in that class, then I realized, okay, this is the thing I want to do. I'm in the right place now.
Mm,
That was the academic exploration that I've done.
okay.
And
This
after that,
okay. Yeah.
like when I was in college, I was pursuing my MBA. A lot of people were going for internships or different
Hmm.
courses to upskill themselves. But
Hmm.
I had a different perspective. I
Hmm.
I felt I had some responsibility towards my parents, since like for 1 year I
Okay.
did engineering and like wasted a lot of money there. So
Hmm.
I thought of doing something which will pay me off, and I went
Hmm.
for the jobs. And
Hmm.
since I was not very qualified, I was just like, if we talk about qualification, I was just 12th graduate.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
got like jobs in call center, and I joined one call center, and my first
Okay.
job paid me off 11,000 per month,
Amazing.
and I did that
Amazing.
for 2 months. That
That
was
that was a different feeling. That was a different feeling. Getting that 11,000. Like you want that amount for yourself, and
yes, exactly, like the
yeah.
first time getting that 11,000 in your account.
Hmm.
And then at that time 11,000 for me was like what, like 11, maybe 11 lakhs for me.
Yeah. You might be very conscious spending that money.
Yeah, I gave that to my parents only, I remember.
Oh, amazing, man. Amazing. Amazing. Okay.
I still give my salary to my parents only. Even if I keep that in my account, that
I
will be.
think it's a very beautiful expression of love. I still say that you with monetary thing you can't really buy happiness and all, but it's I think it's a gesture that the hard work you put on for the whole month and the result of that you give it to your parent. That's a
Yeah,
gesture of love.
exactly.
I Yeah.
Like even like
That's a very Indian thing. Very typical Indian thing.
yeah, your parents will never ask you for money. They'll never ask
Yeah,
you for
yeah,
money. Even if they want
yeah,
it, they need it, they won't ask
yeah.
you. You have to like jabardasti give them to the money.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Okay.
so like I did that job for 2 months, and
Mm-hmm.
even my college was very supportive. They
Mm.
used to give me attendance. So like our break
Okay.
used to be for 1.5 months, and
Mm-hmm.
I did job for two. So for
Mm-hmm.
30 days of working, they gave me 15 days of attendance.
Okay.
So the extra,
Like here, yeah, the notice point is like, not only your parents, your
Mhm.
institution and your friends, everyone should be supportive if you want to explore something in your life. You was exploring something after the shift, this engineering shift into management, then this I really don't know how many institute help, like really support. But yeah, this is something amazing.
definitely, like if you're like
Mm-hmm.
open to people and you're sharing everything with them. So even to my
Mm-hmm.
teachers, I told them that I'm not doing any internship, I'm not doing any course, I'm doing this job, and this is
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I'm doing it.
Okay.
So
Great, great,
people
man.
are supportive when when they see honesty and like
Mm-hmm.
your genuineness, they are
Mm-hmm.
supportive.
Mm-hmm.
So I
True.
did this job for 2 months. That was like
Mm-hmm.
end of my first year. Then
Mm-hmm.
again, end of my second year, I like my goal was clear. I need to get a job for 2 months, and
Okay, okay.
yeah. So this time
Yeah.
my priority was, it was not just about money. I need to learn
Mm-hmm.
some new things because like my
Mm-hmm.
final year was close, and then I had to look for
Mm-hmm.
jobs or MBA
Mm-hmm.
in that case
Mm-hmm.
at that time.
Okay.
So
So,
like
yeah.
I started researching about jobs just before like
Mm-hmm.
the break was about to start,
Mm-hmm.
and I found one job in an Amazon warehouse. I was hired by
Okay.
Amazon, but as a third
This
party.
okay. Okay.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I found a job. It was a very good job, but not
Mm-hmm.
like there was not a lot to learn about. So I
Mm.
did that job for
Okay.
15 days, and then I was like, no, I need to find another job. This is not paying, like, it is not worth it.
Okay. So in 15 days, the realization was it's a good job, but
Yeah,
it is paying as well. It is paying as well, but there's not much scope to learn. You know.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
there are two reasons why you should like stay in one job.
Mm-hmm.
One is there
Okay.
is something to learn. Second
Mm.
is that it is giving you good money.
Mm.
At that time, I was
Okay.
thinking if I can like, money was not the priority for me at that time, because
Mm-hmm.
again I was in college. It was just for the short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
So learning was my priority, and I was not learning a lot of stuff there. So I
Mm.
again started looking for the jobs, and I found one
Mm-hmm.
job. Again, it was a third party, but I was in the process of OYO, and it
Mm-hmm.
was named at OYO Corporate in which I used to talk to
Okay.
all your corporate people and manage their bookings and stuff. In that
Mm-hmm.
organization, I learned a lot about corporate, how it works, and what all things you
Okay.
need.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then like COVID happened, and
Yeah.
so that this
Okay.
is the journey that I explored in my
Okay.
college time.
Like, okay, I mean, the thing to notice here is like initially people should focus. I mean, obviously, money is something that drives you and that drives you to the motivation that you have to work hard. But initially, the focus of yours was to learn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I feel like it depends on person to person, like whatever
Hmm.
their priority is. Like if
Yeah. Yeah.
someone needs money, I think they
Mm-hmm.
should go for where they're getting good money. But if you're
Mm-hmm.
like if you get a like if you're lucky enough, you get a like you get both the
Mm-hmm.
learning and the money. But
Money,
at
both. Yeah.
yeah, but in college, I feel like when you're like coming from a good family or you are not in
Mm-hmm.
urgent need of money, then
Mm-hmm.
your priority
Mm-hmm.
should be learning in your job, your in your internship, or in anything that you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
because
Okay.
it's
Uh,
important to upskill yourself at that time.
hmm. I also know that Sahil, that we've talked about this before, that the why you started working was you wanted to fund your education, like after you shifted from the engineering, you want to fund your education by yourself. And yeah, that is something, I don't feel it was something hard for you. I mean, you are coming from a very good family, and you all are doing good, but still you thought of funding your education by yourself. What was the idea behind that? I don't know many people do that.
Yeah, so the idea behind that was very simple, and I
Mm-hmm.
think I don't know like how many people think this way. So when
Okay.
I came from engineering, of course, like
Mm-hmm.
engineering is very expensive if you're not going to like a very good engineering school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
So like a lot of money, a lot of fees was given by my parents, and which I
Mm-hmm.
felt was wasted. So I just like I
Mm-hmm.
felt this responsibility. I felt this I
Mm.
should do something to support myself or support my
Okay.
parents, because since they have
Okay.
supported in at my lowest. So I
Hmm.
felt this responsibility, and that was the only like idea behind all
Yeah.
this, that I took
Mm-hmm.
jobs and worked so that like my
Mm.
parents are happy, like he's doing something of his own.
Mm. Okay.
So yeah, like
That's amazing, man.
yeah, so by
Yeah.
my second job, I paid off my second year's fees. So that was a great feeling.
Great. Great, bro. Great. I still remember that, when we used to meet and you had your office work and everyone used to talk about that. And that time I thought, okay, this man is, he might be enjoying his life because he's earning a lot. I mean, he's earning also and he's going to off college, but I didn't know that the money was spent on the education. And
Ye-
yeah, I
Yeah, it
salute for
was
that, man.
never, it was never to, party or stuff.
Okay. The next thing I want to ask you, Sahil, is uh, what did taking jobs at early stage of your life taught you? You took jobs at very, like,
Mhm.
what I think, it was very early to take jobs. So yeah,
Yeah,
what does it taught you?
yeah, so working taught me a lot of things. And since I've
Mm-hmm.
worked in like multiple companies, I would
Mm-hmm.
say, I would love to say that. But like the
Mm-hmm.
first job that I did, it was a very, very, like level one of call center.
Mm-hmm.
And so our basic KRA was we used to call people who got their scooters serviced from Honda showrooms,
Mm-hmm.
and we used to
Mm-hmm.
take feedback. Is your scooter working fine? And
Mm-hmm.
do you face any problem or something like this? So
Mm-hmm.
in that job, I learned how to empathize with people if they're facing
Okay.
issues. So how to like
Mm-hmm.
I can make them feel okay, so that you are being heard, and I'll be helping you out in that. So that was the
Mm-hmm.
one thing that I learned in that job. Meanwhile, I was
Mm-hmm.
working in that job, I didn't realize there is a lot that I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
But after like when I went into like my main job, and I like talked to people, and they gave me this feedback that you are very empathetic, you understand really well, you
Mm-hmm.
listen to people really good. So
Mm-hmm.
then I connected dots. Okay, this is from there. And similarly,
Okay.
when I worked in Oyo, it was in
Mm-hmm.
corporate. I learned like working in corporate is not just that you go to the office and you do your work and you come back. It's
Hmm.
more than that. You
Hmm.
talk to your colleagues, you talk to your seniors, how to communicate to them, how to write emails, how to manage everything. So that was a
Hmm.
lot that I learned in OU Corporate.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's the
Great, great.
main two things that I
I
think.
Yeah, I also remember you told me about the work discipline that you learned in Grofers. Share that story, man.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Grofers was वो बहुत अलग जगह थी भाई. So
Okay. Hmm.
Grofers was my job just after the graduation. I was graduated in
Hmm.
2020 pandemic, and I was
Hmm.
lucky enough to get a job in Grofers that is now known as Blinkit.
Hmm.
So, COVID gave us this work from home, and it comes
Okay.
with its fair share of, pros and cons for everyone.
Hmm.
But like in work from home, there's one thing that people lack a lot, that is discipline.
Hmm.
And I was hired in CRM department, that is customer relationship management department. And
Hmm.
in that department, you're interacting with the customers, you're looking for their complaints, you're helping them out. So you have to be attentive.
Hmm.
So when I was working in Grofers, there like the whole concept of working,
Hmm.
the whole structure of their working was very on point. So I
Hmm.
was not. So my shift started at 9:30 and it ended on 7.
Hmm.
And during that time, I was not supposed to leave my laptop even for a second.
Okay.
There was a break of,
Huh.
I think, an hour in a day,
Okay.
15 minutes in the morning, half an hour
Okay.
for the lunch, and 15 minutes in the
Hmm.
evening.
Hmm.
And in those 15 minutes, I used to take a bath and eat my
Hmm.
breakfast, and then work
Okay.
for the entire day. And then in that
Oh
half an
man.
hour, I used to
Hmm.
take 15 minutes of a nap, and then in 15 minutes I had to take my lunch, and then in the evening of 15 minutes I had to drink chai, coffee, that
Hmm. Hmm.
break.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
वो टाइम
So
लाइक
yeah. Hmm.
उसने सिखा दिया भाई घर में बैठ के काम कैसे होता है. लाइक इट
Okay.
रियली
घर पे
टॉट
कैसे?
इट रियली
हाँ.
टॉट कि
हम्म.
कॉर्पोरेट कहीं भी बैठ के तुमसे काम निकलवा सकता है.
और
आई
एक और चीज तूने ऐड की थी कि
आई
वहां ये समझ में आया था कि पैसा कमाना इजी नहीं है.
एग्जैक्टली, मतलब वहाँ पे
हाँ.
एक मॉनिटरिंग सिस्टम होता था उनका. इफ आई एम
हम्म.
नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग ऑन माई लैपटॉप, तो दैट
हम्म.
टाइम यूज टू बी काउंटेड. एंड एक दिन का
हम्म.
लिमिट होता था 30 मिनट्स का या 20 मिनट्स का, कि इतना ही
हम्म.
वो टाइम होना चाहिए, उससे ज़्यादा एक्सीड नहीं होना चाहिए.
हम्म.
और वो से ज़्यादा होता था, देन वी वर मेड टू डू एक्स्ट्रा वर्क ऑन आवर हॉलीडेज. हमें
ओके.
सैटरडे संडे ऑफ नहीं मिलता था, हमें वीक ऑफ
हाँ.
मिलते थे. आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर
ओके.
इंडिपेंडेंस डे
हाँ
की
हाँ.
परेड चल रही है दूसरे रूम में, इस रूम में बैठ के मैं कॉल्स ले रहा हूँ. हाँ सर, आपका डिलीवर
ओह.
हो जाएगा सर.
ओके. वो मेरे को अभी भी याद है वो लाइन जब मैंने सुनी थी पिछले जब हमने ऐसे बात की थी कि वहां समझ में आता है कि पैसा कमाना इजी नहीं है क्योंकि
पैसा
आपको एक मिनट की वैल्यू है वहां पे जो आप देने वाले हो कंपनी को है ना क्योंकि वो आपको.
डेफिनेटली भाई. मतलब आज के टाइम पे आई सी पीपल, आई इंटरव्यू अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल, एंड दे आर लाइक
हम्म.
कि वाइब्स नहीं आ रही है तो काम छोड़ दिया, ये नहीं हुआ, वो नहीं हुआ.
हम्म. हम्म. हम्म.
उनको वैल्यू नहीं पता जॉब्स की.
हम्म.
मतलब जो
हम्म.
थोड़ा एक कंफर्टिंग जॉब्स
सही
होती है ना
बोला.
ये,
हम्म.
उनको वैल्यू नहीं
हम्म.
पता, उन्होंने वो काम नहीं किया. एंड आई फील कि एक
हम्म.
वो एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए सो दैट यू वैल्यू योर जॉब.
हम्म. Yeah, true, man. Sai, let's talk about Zygram. Zygram
Okay.
deals with IT services and consulting, and it is doing really good. Can you tell something about that, and also why these data companies are leading the way?
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
Zygram is my current company. I've been working
Mm-hmm.
here for like, I think, almost 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And Zygram deals in the data asset and the regulatory tech company industry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Zygram deals into data, and
Okay, data.
हम
Mm-hmm.
डेटा से खेलते हैं.
अब ओके.
Yeah.
तो अभी
And
ये डेटा कंपनीज मतलब बहुत ज्यादा मतलब डिमांड में है ये है क्यों एग्जैक्टली ऐसा?
इसका भी एक बहुत सिंपल सा एक्सप्लेनेशन है. सो
हम्म.
आज की जितनी भी इंडस्ट्रीज है, जितनी भी कंपनीज है, ऑल ऑफ
हम्म.
देम आर रनिंग ऑन डेटा.
या.
कोई भी ऐसी कंपनी नहीं है जिसको डेटा की जरूरत नहीं है, सबको जरूरत है. even if
True,
it's a
true.
like a biggest company or it's a startup.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if
Mm-hmm.
तुम्हारे पास कोई product है and you want to launch that
हाँ.
product, you want to make that product work in the market, you need data to
Mm.
analyze it first. And even
Yeah.
after like launching that product, or उसके बाद भी तुम्हें डेटा
Mm-hmm.
कलेक्ट करना होता है कि is it doing good, it is not doing bad, like whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even in Grofers, I remember we used to collect data and
Mm-hmm.
work on it. It was part of my
Mm-hmm.
CRM. I used to take feedback for the products that people use, for example your sarson ka tel and your
Okay.
like household
Mm-hmm.
products. We used to take
Mm-hmm.
feedback from them, and then that feedback used to go to the operations team, and
Mm-hmm.
they analyze which product is doing good or bad, and they
Mm-hmm.
run more discounts on that product. So data is
Mm-hmm.
everywhere, and that is the major reason why like the data companies are doing so good currently.
ओके, अमेजिंग मैन। मतलब समझ में आता है वो चीज़, व्हेन यू थिंक अबाउट, इट इट्स आल्सो एआई समवेयर, एंड बस एआई आल्सो पार्ट ऑफ डेटा। आई थिंक यू डेटा के बल पे ही एआई काम कर रहा है कि नहीं?
Yeah, AI is
जो
more
आप
like,
जो आप सोचते हो कि कुछ है ना, कुछ सोचा है और अमेजोन पे पॉपअप हो जाता है कुछ, यू
yeah.
थिंकिंग अबाउट दैट प्रोडक्ट, पॉप हो जाता है, वो कहीं ना कहीं डेटा है मेरे ख्याल से, कि इस टाइम पे 6 बजे 7 बजे के बीच ये बंदा इस वेबसाइट पे जाके ये
Hmm.
चीज़ सर्च करता है, ये वो, एंड एवरीथिंग इज डेटा।
Yeah,
हम्म।
exactly. Even in Shark Tank, I was watching Shark Tank the other day,
हाँ
and there was
हाँ
some guy who was pitching, and uska product
हाँ
tha, he provided services, like he had a software as a service.
हाँ
So
हाँ।
one of the Shark, I don't know, remember it was Aman or I think
हम्म।
I'm forgetting the name of the other.
अनुपम।
Anupam, yeah,
हाँ हाँ।
Anupam.
हम्म।
So
हम्म।
he said like in like very clear, he said कि जो
हाँ
data
हाँ।
है तुम्हारे पास, that is your gold mine.
ओके।
Yeah,
जो डेटा है तुम्हारे पास।
एग्जैक्टली, डेटा आज के
हम्म।
टाइम पे बिकता है, वो बिक रहा है
सही
नाम
बात
पे,
है।
कि मेरे पास इतना डेटा, वो बिक रहा है अलग लेवल पे.
हम्म।
सो जायग्राम इज अ,
ऑब्वियस ऑल्सो टू टॉक अबाउट, ये डेटा की बात करते हैं, वी गो टू डिफरेंट कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट, है ना, यू माइट बी प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर इंजीनियरिंग, एमबी और ये वो करके, देन आफ्टर द एग्जाम्स, एंट्रेंस एग्जाम, यू स्टार्ट गेटिंग कॉल्स एंड ऑल, व्हाट इज दैट इज ऑल्सो डेटा, that data is being, given
या
to the colleges,
यार,
you know
तुम
who are
तुम
aspirants.
अभी डू यू रिमेम्बर लेटेस्ट न्यूज़ था, डोमिनोज का डेटा लीक हुआ था बहुत ज्यादा.
Okay,
When you pay the,
ये नहीं
like
सर, हाँ।
you order something and your phone number and
हम्म।
your name is given, that was leaked. That is
Oh
also
man.
data.
Yeah. uh, लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, और ये मेरा बहुत फेवरेट क्वेश्चन है, आई वांटेड टू आस्क यू
Okay.
कि यू हैव नॉट ऑप्टेड फॉर एमबीए आफ्टर ग्रेजुएशन, बीएमएस करने के बाद, लाइक इतनी अच्छी कोर्स करने के, इतनी अच्छी डिग्री करने के बाद, व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट थिंग पीपल डू इज गो फॉर एमबीए,
Yeah,
एंड यू हैव अ डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव ऑन दैट, कैन यू शेयर दैट विद अस?
डेफिनेटली एमबीए मेरी ऐसे हो गई जैसे जो 25-26 में एज आ जाती है, देन उसके फूफा होता है तुम्हारी शादी करानी है, तो एमबीए
ओके,
मेरे
हाँ।
लिए एमबीए मेरे लिए वैसी हो गई है.
ओ।
बट
ये कर
नो,
ले भाई।
I agree, MBA
हाँ।
is very important for your like
हम्म।
career and advancement.
हम्म। हम्म।
And मतलब yeah, it gives you a leap in corporate as well when you're working. So तुम
हम्म।
ऐसा नहीं है, तुम you have to start from the basic, you start from a good
हम्म।
level in terms of
हम्म।
money and position.
हम्म।
But why I did not opt for MBA was, like I said,
हम्म।
I graduated in COVID, and graduation
हम्म।
के भी 1-2 साल बाद तक MBA जो प्रोग्राम चले थे, that
हम्म।
were from like it was from home only. तुम्हें
हम्म।
कैंपस में अलाउड नहीं था. So that was the
हम्म।
first thing that I like, that made me कि okay, let's do work from some time, like let's do work.
हम्म।
MBA करना है
हम्म।
तो फिर कॉलेज में जाकर करेंगे.
हम्म।
तो वो
ये
सम
चीज थी।
टाइम, काफी टाइम हो गया. एंड
हम्म।
like I feel there is a point in your career or in your like
हम्म।
corporate journey,
हम्म।
उसके बाद if you like, it's difficult for you to like you leave your job and then opt for something that you want to study,
it-
and then
हम्म।
तुम फिर like you give your 2-3 years to that thing.
अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट। हम्म।
हाँ,
वो
बेसिकली
भी है।
इफ आई
हम्म।
कैलकुलेट, तो जब मैं अब
हम्म।
यहाँ से छोड़ के मैं प्रिपेयर करूँगा,
हम्म।
देन आई गिव एमबीए के एंट्रेंस, देन आई
या।
स्टडी
हम्म।
एमबीए, देन आई टेक सम
हम्म।
प्लेसमेंट. उतना मैं अपना टाइम
हम्म।
अपनी कंपनी में, या मैं अपनी करियर में दूंगा तो आई कैन रीच टू दैट लेवल. उस लेवल तक
ट्रू.
पहुंचने के दो तरीके हैं, या तो तुम एमबीए
सही
करो,
बात है.
टेक दैट लीप,
हम्म.
और यू वर्क दैट
हम्म.
वे. एंड
हम्म.
आई फील वर्किंग फॉर मी वर्क्स
इज
बिकॉज
मोर प्रैक्टिकल. हम्म.
प्रैक्टिकल, लाइक एक
हम्म.
सबसे ऑफ कोर्स ही बात है, पैसा आ रहा है. दूसरा, यू
सही बात है.
आर बिल्डिंग योर your reputation in the company, your connections
हम्म.
in the corporate world. Corporate world is very
हम्म.
small, I'm telling you this.
हम्म.
तुम्हें नहीं
हम्म.
पता तुम आज किसके साथ काम कर रहे हो और कल को तुम्हें कब कहाँ टरक जाएगा.
सही बात है.
So you're making connections, that also helps.
हम्म.
So
हम्म.
that doesn't make sense for me. Again, for some positions MBA is important, so I'm thinking of
हम्म.
opting a MBA but from distance learning, not
हम्म.
like doing
द
regular
रेगुलर वन.
MBA.
हम्म.
And सबसे
एंड.
important है यार कि
हाँ
MBA is
हाँ.
very very expensive. Like
हम्म.
even if we go to a mediocre college, तो
हम्म.
तब भी बहुत expensive MBA.
हम्म. And I tell you, I tell listeners, it's not like that Sahil cannot go for MBA. Like most of our batchmate, we all did our graduation in 2020, and we all can go, and he also can go. But the thing is कि मेरे को लगता है जहाँ से तूने काम करना स्टार्ट कर दिया था ना, वहीं से तू बहुत क्लियर हो गया था कि पैसे की जो अहमियत है, इट्स नॉट लाइक इफ यू हैव मनी देन ऑल्सो यू कैन, मतलब उसके बाद भी अहमियत आ सकती है पैसे की. एंड यू वैल्यू मनी, एंड यू, आई थिंक यूर लाइक द मोस्ट प्रैक्टिकल पर्सन आई मेट इन माई लाइफ, जो हमारे बैच का बंदा है लेकिन उसके थॉट्स अलग थे कि ठीक है ये थोड़ा इजी रूट है, यू कैन गो फॉर MBA, गेट प्लेसमेंट, ठीक है वो 2 साल और एक लग्जरी होगी तुम्हारे पास जिसमें तुम्हें पढ़ना होगा, काम नहीं करना होगा. एंड आई मस्ट टेल यू कि लाइक टेक एजुकेशन इज स्टिल बेटर. लाइक 2 साल वो फिर भी बहुत अच्छे से कट जाते हैं, बहुत रिलैक्सिंग कट जाते हैं काम करने के वो, और यू टुक द हार्ड वे, है ना. और लाइक आई अप्रिशिएट यू मैन. और यहाँ पे एक और चीज़ नोटिस करने वाली, यू यू ऑलवेज टोल्ड मी दैट यू वांट टू डू MBA बट ओनली फॉर द नॉलेज पार्ट, यू नो, यू डोंट वांट इट, मतलब वो उस तरह से तुझे नहीं चाहिए कि मुझे प्रोफाइल में ऐड हो कि मुझे हेल्प हो जाए, यू ओनली वांट टू गेट नॉलेज आउट ऑफ दैट. और वो मेरे को बहुत इंटरेस्ट लगता है बिकॉज ये चीज़ है नहीं आजकल. मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल दे वांट टू गेट MBA, वो सिर्फ डिग्री होगा तो इट विल हेल्प इन प्लेसमेंट और वो हेल्प करेगा. मुझे नहीं पता नॉलेज कितना निकल पाता है, तो वो एक चीज़ बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग है.
डेफिनेटली यार, मतलब MBA करो तो फिर ढंग से करो. नहीं तो चल रहा
या
अपनी गाड़ी चल रही है सही.
सही बात है. तो यही था साहिल, थैंक्स फॉर ज्वाइनिंग द पॉडकास्ट. मेरे को था ये लाइक बिकॉज पीपल आर confused about, and they also regret, they have wasted this many months and these many years opting that field. I also, in my class, there's some people who did hotel management and then come, some are engineers, and they sometimes they regret, okay, if you would have to come in मैनेजमेंट ओनली, वी शुड नॉट वेस्ट दैट टाइम. बट वहीं पर एक इंपॉर्टेंट एक्सपेक्ट ये था करियर एक्सप्लोरेशन के बारे में बात करने के लिए. वो अगर रीजन भी तो सही होना चाहिए कि तू वहां पे गया इंजीनियरिंग में, तुझे पता चला ये मेरे लिए नहीं बना है कि नहीं. वो एक बेटर जस्टिफिकेशन था तेरे लिए कि चल ये मेरे लिए नहीं बना है, मैं इधर जा रहा हूँ, एंड देन यू रियलाइज यही है मेरे लिए, है ना. तो या
there's one thing that I want to add, like you said कि where people realize they have wasted so much of time कि उसमें निकाल दिया, इसमें निकाल दिया. But I feel if you're working तो everything counts. अगर तुमने 3 महीना काम किया है, तुमने 6 महीना काम किया है, वो काउंट करता है. एंड इफ यू आर वर्किंग एंड देन एक स्टेज आता है, मैं अभी नहीं बोलता कि वो 2 साल 3 साल 4 साल में आता है, बट एक स्टेज आता है तुम्हारे करियर में. एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम तुम्हारा जो अकेडमिक लाइक क्वालिफिकेशन है उसको कम वेटेज मिलती है, एंड जो तुम्हारा वर्क एक्सपीरियंस होता है उसको ज्यादा वेटेज मिलती है.
एग्जैक्टली.
वो तब नहीं देखते कि तुम MBA हो, तुमने HM कर रखा है या तुमने क्या कर रखा है. स्पेशली आफ्टर द कोविड पीपल आर नॉट लाइक द पीपल हु टेक इंटरव्यूज, वो नहीं देखते कि इसका बैकग्राउंड क्या है, वो देखते इसको काम आता है कि नहीं आता है.
अल्टीमेटली वही है जो तुम्हें आगे लेके जाएगा.
वही, इट्स योर एक्सपीरियंस. एंड अगर तुम MBA भी कर लो एंड उसके बाद तुम्हारे पास वर्क एक्स नहीं है, देन देयर इज नो वैल्यू. मतलब MBA के बाद तुम्हारा प्लेसमेंट नहीं होता है फॉर XYZ रीजन, तो दैट इज आल्सो नॉट यूजफुल कि सिर्फ MBA का ठप्पा इज नॉट वर्किंग. यू हैव टू वर्क एनीवे.
सही बात है.
So it's okay if anyone is not like sure कि उनको MBA नहीं हुआ है and how they're gonna do in their career. So it's okay, हो जाएगा.
Yeah, and most of the people, they do MBA not only for the education part or not only for the knowledge part. They also want to figure out in those 2 years that okay, what I really want. If they don't want to jump
Hmm.
into some XYZ field of work, तो वो 2 साल में और पता चल जाता है अपने बारे में. वो एक एक्सप्लोरेशन जैसा ही काम करता है, बट
वही
स्टिल वो
वही
एक्सप्लोर करना कभी भी मेरे ख्याल से बुरी बात नहीं है. मतलब मैंने बहुत अच्छी चीज़ सुनी थी. आई थिंक आई हैव एडेड दिस इन other podcasts also. कि someone got billionaire in 25, someone got billionaire in 30, 25 वाला भी bankrupt है, 30 वाला अभी still billionaire है. So it's not about time कि कितनी जल्दी तुम billionaire बन गए. It's about कि कितना sustainable, कितना lasting है. तो कोई ऐसा issue नहीं होना चाहिए कि if you feel like you wasted a lot of time in researching, exploring and all.
Yeah,
Like it-
you should take your time and you should be sure about what you want to do.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Sahil, for joining the podcast.
Thank
In
you
a very
so
short
much for
notice.
thank you so much for inviting me.
या नहीं, मैंने सब सोचा ही था कि करियर एक्सप्लोरेशन के बारे में बनाना है पॉडकास्ट. फर्स्ट नेम केम अप टू माई माइंड वॉज यू, बिकॉज बहुत ही अर्ली स्टेज से काम करना चालू कर दिया था लाइक कंपनीज में, एंड बहुत ही एंट्री लेवल से तेरे पास एक्सपीरियंस है. कॉल सेंटर से काम करते हुए यू आर नाउ रिसर्च एनालिस्ट. सो हैंड्स डाउन टू यू.
Thank you so much. I feel like I have no words to tell. I want to thank my
Okay, bro.
parents.
Yeah. And I'll take you in some other podcast also, so be ready. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Always ready.
Okay, bro. Then, and thank you, listeners, for joining. It's a goodbye from my side. See you in the next podcast.